Samuel's machine exploded in front of the entire village, but that failure became the moment that changed his life forever. In the heart of modern-day Kenya stood a small village called Urithi, a place filled with dusty roads, crowded kiosks, loud boda-bodas, and young people who believed success only existed in the city. But one young man refused to believe that. His name was Samuel. While others spent their evenings playing cards or scrolling through social media, Samuel locked himself inside a tiny workshop built from iron sheets and old wood behind his mother's house. The room was crowded with broken radios, rusty engines, tangled wires, and scraps collected from junkyards. But Samuel saw treasure where others saw trash. Ever since he was a little boy, he dreamed of becoming an inventor. He wanted to create machines that could solve real problems for African farmers. People laughed at him constantly. But Samuel refused to quit. Every day he watched engineering tutorials using free Wi-Fi outside a cyber cafe, and taught himself how machines worked. Then one day, he had an idea. A solar-powered irrigation machine that could help farmers water crops during drought. For nearly a year, Samuel worked tirelessly, building his invention. Finally, the machine was ready. The village chief organized a public demonstration at the football field near Urithi Primary School. Nearly the whole village came to watch. Samuel stood nervously beside his invention as children climbed fences and villagers raised their phones to record. "This machine," Samuel announced proudly, "will help our farms survive dry seasons." The crowd fell silent. He switched it on. At first the machine hummed beautifully. Then suddenly, smoke exploded from the engine. The machine rattled violently before collapsing into silence. The crowd burst into laughter. Some people mocked him openly, while others uploaded videos online calling him the village scientist. Samuel stood frozen in humiliation. That night, rain poured heavily over Urithi Village as Samuel sat alone in his dark workshop, staring at the broken machine. For the first time in years he thought about quitting. Then his little sister Amina walked in quietly carrying a cup of tea. "You always told me failure teaches us something," she whispered. Samuel looked at the broken machine. Then slowly he stood up. The next morning he started again. He rebuilt the wiring, studied harder, tested new designs, failed again, and tried again. Weeks turned into months. One afternoon, a university lecturer passing through Urithi heard about Samuel's invention and visited the workshop. The lecturer was shocked. "You built this from scrap metal?" he asked. Impressed by Samuel's determination, he connected him to a national innovation competition in Nairobi. For the first time in his life, Samuel left the village. Standing before judges, investors, and engineers, Samuel presented the improved version of his machine. This time it worked perfectly. Water sprayed across the dry demonstration field as the crowd erupted into applause. Samuel won the competition. Soon, organizations partnered with him to produce affordable irrigation machines for farmers across East Africa. Years later, Urithi Village transformed completely. Green farms replaced dry fields, young people returned home to start businesses, and inside Samuel's workshop hung a simple sign: "Failure is not the end, quitting is." Moral lesson: sometimes your biggest embarrassment becomes the beginning of your greatest breakthrough. Never give up after one failure.